Well, hello, shell buddies, and welcome to the Eshway Bijou channel. Now, if you watch this channel regularly, you may have heard me say a couple of weeks ago that we're going to be starting a series called Shelling with Buddies. As it happens, a lot of people run into us that watch the channel. They run into us at the beach, and we end up sitting, talking, chit-chatting, shelling, whatever. So I've held some of that footage back and haven't actually shown it yet because I knew I was going to be putting together this series. So this week, we're going to be going over to Sunset Beach and meeting up with Liz and her wife to check out what's on the beach over there. Let's get out there. Meet us over at Sunset Beach. We'll get together.
Hi! I love you did the little head tilty thing. My hula mix does that.
It was an unusual find. This is the first time I've ever found one of those on our beaches. Oh, that feels nice. Yes, please.
There's another limpet.
Oh, that is another limpet. Wow, babe. We found what, 3 just sitting here?
Yeah.
Liz tunes in from St. Augustine, Florida, and reached out after we posted our St. Augustine trip, saying she was so bummed that she didn't get a chance to meet us while we were there because we're so far apart. So when she was headed down to our neck of the woods for vacation, we told her, meet us over at Sunset Beach. We'll get together. Now, I should also mention that this Shelling with Buddies series is not really going to be in chronological order. Things are going to be a little mixed up on time, on place. But that's because, like I said, I was saving particular shelling trips because somebody had gotten together with us or ran into us on the beach. So we're going to have this visit to Sunset Beach, and we're going to get together with KC and hit Pass-a-Grille at Sunset Beach too. And also Tammy, who, by the way, I owe a big thank you to because she sent me all these beautiful little baby angel wings to finish my hair for the show. So there'll be some shelling with Tammy in there too. And then who else? Oh, Zeta and Mike from Texas. We got together with them over in Lido as well. And we're going to have a trip with the Englewood Shell Club down to Key Waden. So we're going to have a number of videos, different times of the year, different beaches, different folks, just for a nice little mix. So let's get out on Sunset Beach, me and my bestest shell buddy, honey, John. And then Liz will join up with us a little later after we're there for a little bit. Let's go find some cool stuff. All right, back at Sunset Beach, and we're trying an experiment where we shell at high tide instead of low. Van life.
Morning.
Mine's tricked out, but not that tricked.
Are you friendly, puppy? Can I say hi? Hi! I love you did the little head tilty thing. My hula mix does that. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. I know, it's so cool. Oh, what a nice puppy. Yeah. Hi, baby.
That's Lucy.
Lucy, you're a sweetheart. Are you out here living your best life, van life, and that a girl? Hi.
You don't want you to leave.
No, I see that. You know what? I don't walk very fast. You can keep an eye on me. We're going to be just right here. I'm Mitch and that's John.
All right, I'm Jared.
Very nice to meet you. Oh yeah, yours is way tricked out more than mine. I got the bed, I got the Dometic, but I got a wheelchair in there, so I can't have room for cabinets and stuff. But I do have a full queen size bed in it though. Pretty nice.
Comfortable there.
Oh yeah. Does yours have a name? Mine is named Betty, the bitch and beach and bug out buggy.
Casper.
Casper, the friendly ghost, nice. Awesome. Well, you guys have a great day. Nice to meet you, Lucy. Jeez, as choppy as it was on Tampa Bay, you would thought it would have been a little rougher here, but look how smooth and calm. This is nice. And there's stuff pushed up. There's another calico. Calico is the word. How nice. Oh, and there's a yellow cockle right there. Well, alrighty. That's starting off too bad. Just hit the sand. Excellent. Putting that camera down a little bit. Does your mom have back issues?
They collapse like that, and then they twist off too.
Yeah, see, I took mine apart. Here, give your mom this. This is plastic, so it won't melt.
Okay.
And I have a YouTube channel where we come out and go shelling, and then I make stuff out of the stuff that I find. And
I do too.
then if you want to get your mom back to going, then if she sees us, then she'd probably be inclined to do it.
This is such a blessing. I love this.
I'm Mitch, and this is John. What's your name, buddy?
Benny and
Your name's Busy.
Benny and Son.
Very nice to meet you guys.
Meet you too.
Have fun, guys.
Roxanne says, I've never met a stranger. You know, find your vibe, find your tribe.
All right, what do we got in this pile, babe? Anything good?
Okay, I see.
As nice as it is in the water, I might just look around in the water. That's a prickly cockle and another nice calico there, though.
Actually.
I know, it's nice. Water being chilly means the likelihood of storms for us is going down real fast, and I like that. And we got a prickly cockle and a cute calico. And there are shells in there on the edge. I bet you there's some closer to that jetty, too. Oh, that feels nice. Yes, please. Not bathtubby, refreshing.
Oh, it's broken.
Oh, sailor's ear? Well, he's not missing too much. Just that last little ridge right there. We'll take him. And a nice big bay scallop, yeah. Okay. So we must have missed the high, or it hasn't hit yet, because there should be more stuff above us. You know what? I'm not worried about it. There's a bunch of stuff right here on the edge if we really want. Is that Sunray Venus? Ooh. An old sunray. Fun. And there went an olive, I think. That's that. Nice orange color there. What'd I get? Oh, Roger Cardita. Okay. There's stuff up there on the beach, but figured I'd look at this first.
Good to see you out here.
Thanks. Oh my goodness. That bird caught a fish like 6 feet from me. You scared the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. Alright, what do we got going on in here? Ooh, that water came up a little higher than I'd expected. And that one did too. Man.
And here's a super pro tip for people who aren't from this area that come here to visit and to go to the beach and go shelling. Put an extra change of shorts and underclothes in your bag, in your vehicle, in a backpack, wherever you need to, because I can almost guarantee you if you're going to go to Pass-a-grille, or especially Sunset Beach or Lido, one of those waves is going to sneak up on you, and there goes your dry clothes for the ride home.
All I'm wearing is regular clothes because Somehow my bathing suit got separated in the laundry and only the top got dry. So I just got shorts on today. Alright. Getting stuff in my shoes. Oh, look, there's a piece of sand dollar. Maybe I'll find some of those today, too. Because there's another piece here. There's a pretty orange jingle. Oh, right there. I like that color. That's pretty. Wow. That's a great one. So lots of cross-barred Venuses and arcs. There's prickly cockles mixed in here. A little tiny torn-up whelk. Aw. He's super cute. Pretty big hole in his top, though. Man, now my shoes are full of stuff, and my shorts are all wet. I was probably dumb getting in there, letting the waves hit me, but it's so refreshing and nice. And besides, I think I got another pair of shorts in the van. No biggie. I see a Lucky Limpet. Alright, I'm not gonna point it out just yet. See if you guys spot it. Right there. Along with a beautiful hinged coquina too. Oh gosh, there's some nicely colored ones in here. Holy moly, look at this. Yellow and pink and purple and more pink. Wow. That's a tip off of a Canthurus. Hey, there might be some stuff here. Limpets are always lucky. And there's my Lucky Limpet. Some gorgeous little coquina pairs. I love those. Alright. In the jar, everybody. Now, just to satisfy my curiosity here. Okay, so there's a sand layer, and there's a layer of more shells right underneath there. Look at that. So, yep, like I suspected, stuff's gonna be buried a little bit. Really nice little purple coquina. That's good. And there's an alternate talon. Okay. Very colorful, cute littles today. Now, this doesn't look like a coquina. This guy looks more like a dwarf talon. He doesn't have that weird flat spot in the back like the coquinas do.
That's no more, it's a space station.
That's no talon. It's not a dwarf talon at all. And it's not really a coquina either. It's called a giant false coquina, and we don't find them all that often around here. Even though they are prevalent here in Southwest Florida, this is the first one I've really come across. Definitely not a coquina. They only make it to about an inch or so. This guy is a little bit bigger, as you can see, makes it to 2.5 inches. So it was an unusual find. This is the first time I've ever found one of those on our beaches, and a pretty good score, but not a talon.
One with this little alternate talon. Very nice. I like them. Okay. More tinies in the jar. Let's see, what do we got here? There's a buttercup lucine. A little broken piece of a spotted slipper. A little tiny prickly, and an even smaller one. Alrighty then. This big buttercup. Not super buttery, but still pretty. So being here at high tide, we don't have quite as much stuff exposed. But I figured with all the wind that was going on, Maybe stuff was going to be pushed in. 'Cause usually an offshore wind will bring more shells in. Nice yellow one there. That's a great little yellow cockle. And another calico clam. And look, there's a little coquina. Oh, it's still hinged. Oh, I don't know if he needs help, so I'm just gonna kind of settle him in there. And there's a cool purple hinged one that's empty. Very nice. There's an olive on the ground there in front of me too, but I can tell already that it's very hazy looking. Surfworn, not really shiny. Oh, I just dropped my calico. Get that. And the terns are cheeping away this morning. How fun. Now here's something I don't see on this beach very often. That is a fossil piece right there.
Now, at first I thought this was a fossilized osteoderm from an alligator maybe, but I'm not entirely convinced. It also could be a broken part of a hollow bone, like from a leg of a horse possibly, so I'm really not positive.
Cool. I'll take that too. Not a common find for up here in Sunset Beach to find fossils. It can happen though. I have heard people say they found shark's teeth here. Geez, I want to be in that water looking around. And this is known as the surfer's beach, so to have it be quiet and calm here when we get here at full tide is really a treat. I'll step on this little edge and see if I see anything. Because it's not that deep right here. Look at all the fish. So I'm kind of stepping on this little ridge, and it's lower right here at the bottom, because that's where the water does all its swirling when the waves break. Just want to see what's in here. Anything good? The water feels amazing. Last year around this time, we were still reeling from Helene and had Milton coming. The water was a lot warmer. So this is sort of nice. Look at all the fish. A whole bunch of them in front of me swimming. Oh, I didn't have my camera on for any of that. What a dope. I thought it was on. I just found this limpet.
You guys have heard me say at least 100 times that limpets are lucky. I just love finding these little guys on the beach, and every time I do, I always find other really cool, good shells to go with them. But I don't think I've ever really talked about them, so let's highlight these guys. In our area of Florida, there's like 4 or 5 main kinds that I find around here. There's a few more. We don't see them because they live offshore. But you have your rosy keyhole limpet, one of the ones I find most often. The rosy keyholes have these really nice stripes that go out from the center out to the edge of the shell. They're really pretty. And then we have a cayenne limpet and a similar one called the metal limpet online. But if you look in your Witherington's book, it'll show up as listers. But the information online doesn't match that limpet because listers is a little more ruffly, as you can see in this picture here. So the cayenne and the metal are very similar. One of them has straight ribs, the other one has bumps on the ribs. That's basically the only difference between the two. Then we have the wobbly keyhole limpets. Their shape allows them to rock a little bit. You find those more on the East Coast near Miami and West Palm Beach. We also get the Barbados limpet, more here in the Caribbean and the Keys, but you can get it all the way up the Gulf, all the way across the Panhandle. Then we have the file fleshy limpet, and I think I've actually found one of these before and thought it was like a cayenne or a rosy, and that it just had a weird hole, but nope, it's actually its own thing. And then we have what's called a striped false limpet. It's got stripes on it, but it has no hole, and that hole is important. That hole is what makes a limpet a limpet. It's kind of like an exhaust port. It exhales through there, passes waste, feces, reproductive materials. It's basically like the only exit door that this thing has, so it utilizes that door for pretty much everything. Now, limpets live in what we call the swash zone or the intertidal zone, where they'll go above and under the water through the tide cycle naturally. They attach themselves mostly to rocks, but you can also find them on docks and seawalls at times too. And they can be found in mangroves as well, but everything's all intertidal. They eat algae and detritus. They're kind of opportunistic feeders, and they're not really fussy. I mean, they'll eat algae mostly though, so they're by and large herbivores. So if you want to find limpets on the beach, get low and go slow and look for that characteristic hole that's on the top of it. That'll help you find limpets and be super lucky with your other shelling.
Limpet, these great hinged coquinas. Look at the colors, they're just fantastic. A purplish tageless and a Florida worm snail. So yeah, today is not the typical shelling. Today's more get low, go slow, look for the littles. 2 limpets already though, great sign. And some really, really beautiful colors on these coquinas. I love hinged coquina pairs. Make the cutest butterflies ever. This is fun. And I'm just not going fast because, you know, I don't have to. That's the top of an olive. And look at that stuff that's just under the surface. Under that skim of sand, there's bunches and bunches more shells. So this might be a good day to dig too. First things first though, I'm losing my shorts. I gotta see where John's at. Okay, he's on the other side of the jetty, where that dune, that repair dune from last fall, is really starting to get scarped up and torn up now.
And just a reminder, guys, these videos are not in kind of chronological order or anything, but I did post a video about 2-3 months back or so on the dredging at sunset. You can tell by looking at this footage in this video that this was before the dredge renourishment started. The rock is exposed. There's a big, carve line in the dune. That was addressed and it was renourished, and I think I posted the video like 2-3 months ago, but look up here. I'll provide you a link for that. Let's get back out there for now.
But it looks like there's piles of shells over there as well. So once I get done checking this one, that's where I'm gonna have to head to next. In the meantime, look at that tiny little turkey wing. How cute is that? Hello, little turkey wing. You can come too. Hagstones, all kinds of cool stuff. Realize now that how much of that rock jetty's under the water. The tide is pretty high actually. And here we are still finding stuff. Oh wow, that's cool. Look at this old fossil olive. Look at that. You make a cool necklace. Neat. And there's another coquina pair. Okay. A couple of mossy arcs here too. Now this guy's got a big hole through him, but him I'll leave, but this one I'll take. Alright. Lots of really, really pretty calico scallops here today too. And gosh, everywhere I look, I see the baby coquina pairs. Oh my goodness. They are all over the place. There's another one, that purple and white. Man, that's beautiful. So our shell pile has gotten covered with sand. And as this goes down a little, I'm gonna dig over here. But we're gonna check the other side first before I sit down and start digging. Oh yeah, there's a big pile. I'm standing right on it. What you got over here, babe? Wow, we haven't seen those rocks in a long time. Those rocks that are exposed behind you, they've been under sand for a while. Babe, I already found a paper cockle, 2 limpets, a bunch of hinged coquinas, a nice white Atlantic simile. I'm doing pretty good.
There's not one good find.
Oh, that's a nice moon. Did you get that on this side or above? Yeah? You know what? Everything is buried with a skim of sand. This is going to be a good spot to dig.
It was way up in the high line.
Ah, rinse my shoes out. All kinds of pieces of junk. Yeah, there's lots of yellow cockles. I saw some of those and picked some of those up. Oh, look at the little heron. Oh, I'm sorry, snowy egret. That's right. I said your name, buddy. He's so pretty. All right, so there's a couple of things here on this side of the jetty in the water, too. There's another jetty way further down. I don't know that we got the chops to do that, to get down there. But sometimes on the way to it, we find some pretty good stuff also. Before I do anything, though, I gotta make a clothing adjustment because I forgot to tighten my shorts and they're falling off of me now that they're wet. Now, get back to showing here. So I'm seeing pieces of lightning bolts. I haven't really found a whole one yet. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff jumbled up in here. I just wonder. Oh yeah, there's stuff underneath all that too. And there's, oh, look at this guy. Oh wow. That's nice. Little birds. What a pretty day. Very sunny. A little bit of puffy clouds, not much. Nice breeze. Not too hot. Alright, gotta put here a hinged pen shell. Wow, that's full of sand. It weighs a ton.
We have 4 types of pen shells here in Southwest Florida. The stiff pen shell, which you see pictured here. Then we have the half-naked pen shell, which you see right there. We also have the amber pen shell, which I don't see that often in my area, and a sawtooth pen shell, which we do find occasionally around this area. The stiff and the half-naked are pretty similar to each other. One just has more spines on it than the other, and it's slightly more heart-shaped when you open it out, which is why I use it for crafting. And you can see from the distribution maps that both of them are relatively common in my area of Florida. The sawtooth on the left-hand side is also fairly common around here as well, all the way through the panhandle. The amber is only found in the southern part of the state. Personally, I have found the ambers like once or twice down in Sanibel, and the nacre on them is a lot different inside. It's more silvery, whereas the other pen shells have more like this oil slick with the purple, blue, and green kind of a color to them. But the ambers are really cool. Their nacre is almost like mica. Not only are these guys beautiful with their nacre, but they're beautiful to the ecosystem. They're really important filter feeders and get all kinds of stuff out of the water. They can filter through as much as 50 gallons of water a day apiece. So they're actually pretty important to our whole ecosystem around here. And I bet you didn't know that not only do a lot of things like starfish and horse conchs eat these guys, but people can eat these guys as well. These are actually edible. The adductor muscle, which helps keep the shell closed, much like in a scallop, is the edible part and the part that folks want to eat. Now, of course, if you are going to do that, A, you need to have a fishing license to gather them, and B, you need to make sure you're collecting them from some place that FWC is safe to eat them from. Other than that, have fun. The amazing pen shell. A pretty good pen shell. Don't have too much junk on them. Cool. Alright, so anything good over here in this pile? A lot of broken stuff. That happens close to the rocks. Alright, so this is a little steep though. A little sketchy walking on it. And geez, when they renourished this place, all they did was go up with a dune. They didn't go out. And I really think they needed to, because look what's happening. Ooh, that's a pretty yellow that's almost white inside. Look at that. Nice. How are you doing over here, honey? Huh.
I picked up the babies.
Picked up what?
The babies here.
Nice. Ooh, look at that pretty yellow scallop. What's that, honey? I do. I want to sit and look at them. I want to poke around a little bit on the edge first. A couple of nice yellows. Beautiful yellow calico scallop and a nice jingle. And the yellow cockles are all over the place today too. So there's lots of pretty sunny yellow things. Alright. Now back once upon a time, around these rocks used to be awesome. You'd always find something good. And then they were buried for a little while. And now they're not again. Let's see if anything good's rolled up against it. Ooh, I think I just saw a moon. Oh. Well, since stuff gets washed away from it, let's pull some of that sand and stuff out and then see what happens. Well, I guess I lost the moon, but that's okay. Alright, now I'm sitting on the pile where John's at. Now we're digging. And this pile goes down this way a little ways to just past where that orange cone is. And I picked up a bay scallop, another yellow cockle, a Princess Venus with that snubbed off front there, and an auger. So far, so good. Nice. I had one over there by the rock and the wave took it and I lost it. I think it got buried. You got another moon?
Yep. A little rough, but you can beat around this one.
Cool. Let me guess, so just under the surface.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not in a good spot for sitting.
Do what?
I feel like I'm leaning too far forward because I'm kind of on an angle.
That's why I moved myself around and made another spot.
I'm gonna adjust here. This isn't working for me. Yeah,
I
get.
think it's funny when I want to sit down and look, you want to get up and walk. And I want to walk, you want to sit down and look.
What I really want to do is go up above the jetty again and dig it a little bit because there's all kinds of layers in there. And I bet you there's some good stuff. And I bought that heavier duty scoop so I can do that too. Ooh. Ooh, that looks like a piece of a turret. How cool would that be to find one of those here, a Tampa turret? Just a piece though. Oh, look how pretty that is. Hello. Hello. Another cool jingle. Oh wow, that was a big guy. There's yellows all over the place today. Loads of them. There's an alternate telling and another white Atlantic simile. How fun. Yay. Hey. Little juvie fighter. That's cute. And a button. And another limpet. That's limpet number 3, babe. Limpets are lucky. You got a fossil one too? I found a dark gray one over on the other side with a big hole where the tip should be. Oh, that one's nice. That's a good one. Surprised we haven't seen too many murexes. We always used to find tons of them here. Oh gosh, the more you dig, the more there is too. There's tons of stuff under here. Oh, I'll take my little button and fighter conch and another limpet. Awesome. Wow, so right here kind of really shows what's going on a little bit. You can see there's layers of sand and then layers of shells. And another layer of sand on top of it. So the shells don't disappear, they just get covered over. Mostly commons. There's a cute coquina. So I suspect that there are good shells here. I just think they're under the sand. Alright, there's a big pile over here with a hole. Alright, we'll check that out. How different this beach is. It's been a few weeks since we've been here. This has really changed. Oh, look at how cute this little guy was sitting on that side of there. So, yep, there's a bunch of shells just right here. Lots and lots. Alright, but that's not what I want to check, although that is adorable. It is a cute shell. If I take a step back, now you can see it better. Sand, then shells, then sand, then shells, then sand. So let's see what's in this hole. Because it looks like when the water got to this level, it kind of carved right here. I'm looking further down the beach, and there does seem to be a pile at the other jetty, but again, not sure I want to walk that far today. Kind of having some hip issues. Sitting down hurts. Okay, a silk flower petal. I'll take that off the beach. What a calico clam. He's got some interesting stuff going on with his shell too. He's a weirdo. I love a weirdo. All right. Seems like there was a little more in the pile at John's on than in this one. But I'll take my little button. Well, babe, how far down do you want to go? Or do you want to hang out here and go back above the rocks? To the bathrooms? Okay. Oh, that breeze is magnificent. I love that wind. It's nice. It feels great. Nice big jingle. I'm finding a lot of these guys with ridges in them lately. It's kind of fun. Alright, so how is our pavilion doing? Ooh. Well, they're working on it. I mean, I can say that. Oh my gosh. Oh. You know, right here used to be a nice little set of stairs to come from the beach and get up over there onto there. Milton and Helene, you can kiss my busted, because you jacked my hometowns up and I don't like it. Pass-a-grille, Sunset Beach, Lido are all what I consider my home beaches. Because really, in Bradenton, there isn't a lot of shells, so I spend my shelling time up here and down there. It's been hard seeing how rough everything got and how long it's taking to pick up. I mean, we're talking a year past Helene, almost a year since Milton, and Milton, I suspect, really did the clobbering. Helene was a lot of storm surge and a lot of sand movement, and then Milton hit harder with the wind, so. Gosh, it's hard to believe it's been a year. It doesn't seem like it when you look around. Ooh, that's a nice bright buttercup. Look how orange. Ooh, that'd be fun to get wet. Let's see what it looks like wet. This is crazy with these rocks exposed again. Oh yeah, look at that color. That's beautiful. Very nice. Super yellow buttercup, I love it. This is kind of interesting. It's carving around this rock and all these shells are kind of piling up in it. Big, heavy pieces of these quahogs, these crazy thick old fossil quahogs. I used to find quite a few of those around here before all the storm damage and renourishing and everything, but it just makes me wonder if things are getting swirled around and buried, is there something good buried here? Lots of chunks of limestone pounding around with everything, so likely that whatever is buried is getting smashed up. Oh, I just saw a really nice bay. I wonder if I'll spot it again. Oh, missed it. There you go. Fun colors on this guy. I saw another smaller one that was red like this too. I wonder where that went. That was what I was trying for the first time. Old olive, little fossil guy. Ah, the red that I saw swirling around was a broken piece. Okay. There. Hello, seagull. Yeah, really weird to see all these rocks here again. And this all used to be so full of sand and it was shallow, and man, there was a bunch of shells. Some wreckage from the old walkway. It used to be over here on this end. John's got a nice Murex. Ooh, that's in good shape, babe. Nice. Right on. Alright, so do we want to go down and try for more or go back above the jetty? I'd like to go back above it. What'd you find, babe?
The size of it.
Oh, that's a nice big one. This guy might be a chalky instead. He's much thicker. Look how thick this one is. Lovely colors on that, really. Beautiful. And while my camera was off, on this crazy thing, there's a big chunk of a bryozoan. Bryozoans are a weird beach find that kind of look like coral, but they aren't. They are a different animal. They eat completely differently, so you are okay to collect these and pick these up when you find them at the beach. Alright, so we poked around here, and I want to go back above the jetty and look a little harder and dig a little bit. I'm going to head back that direction and go over there. Oh wow, that's a nice fighting conch.
It just washed up.
Hey. And it's empty. And it's a weirdo. It's in good shape. Nice. Awesome. Put him in your bag. Look at our little friend. Yeah, he's a baby. He's still pretty yellow on the backs of his legs. Hi, buddy. What's going on? I'm gonna get over here so you show up with that blue awning from the playground behind you. Aren't you beautiful? Oh, beautiful little creature. Hey, pal. Look at you posing for me and everything. Awesome. Just another day in paradise. Living here is like being in a Nat Geo magazine. It's great. I love it. Back up and over this thing. There's some shells in there. I just don't know if you can get at any of that, babe, with all the... A little tricky with all the sand missing here between the rocks. Shells, bricks, twigs, all kinds of stuff. Yep, this is where I want to be, sitting and digging in here. Well, that's too bad. The second one's broken. Oh, that's a little Gulf Oyster drill. That's cool, babe. Nice. I have a feeling about these rocks today. I don't know why. Some tiny, cute little cockles here. Look how pretty. That purple, very nice. And there's a mossy arc. And that's a piece of a paper fig right there. Another mossy. Yeah, I feel like digging around here with the little shovel thing might be good.
Go for it.
Cute little coquina. Oh, another cantharus. I found a piece of one of those earlier today, a broken one too. They're a tough shell. It surprised me that it was broken. Oh, broken tulip. No?
Jingle.
You got jingled. Ooh, there's another yellow cockle too. That's nice. Great colors. Oh, that's a nice one. I'm finding so many of these little coquina pairs today. They're so nice. And John's got a cute little juvie fighter conch. So yeah, there is some stuff up here in these rocks.
Buried.
It's buried. But that's what the good scoopers for. Aha. Right in without his swim floaties. So excited to get to the ocean, he just went for it. That's cute. Here comes one of those skimmers trotting up the beach. Hi. Now he's got a tag of some kind on his ankle, that guy. He's pretty. I can't see him though because the walker and my t-shirt are in the way. There he goes. Yeah.
I don't know what he is.
It's a skimmer, I think. I think it's a skimmer. You know those ones that fly low and then they pick up the... They put just the bottom of their beak in the water? He's interested in what's going on over here for sure.
So I did not know this, but I looked up a little bit more about the skimmers and about the banding project. Let's talk about that for a little quick second. So black skimmers are actually, they're in endangered protected status right now. and multiple states are putting band tags on them, and they're trying to track migration and life pattern and longevity and all different kinds of stuff. So multiple different colors of tags can be seen on these black skimmer birds. Orange is from Massachusetts, yellow's from New York, blue's from New Jersey, white is from Virginia, green's from Florida, red's from Texas, and black's from North Carolina. Now, there's also a website that you can report spotting one of these banded black skimmers. It's reportband.gov. I'll have it right here on the bottom of the screen for you. That's reportband.gov. So give those guys a little bit of a hand. If you see one of these skimmers in the area that is wearing a leg tag and you happen to notice what color it is, go ahead and report it in. Now, at the time that I shot this footage, I had no idea that this was going on. And of course, it's a little late now to report that this particular bird was on this beach. It's a little difficult in the footage, and I had to really zoom it in and really blow it up a lot. So the quality on the image is not good. But it appears that he has a black tag on his leg, which would indicate that he was from North Carolina.
Maybe not. They were on PAG this morning, and they were going to go get breakfast, so. Of course, they might have parked in the parking lot and went the other way, too. Because there's more than one rock jetty. I told her we were by the jetty, but I didn't specify which one.
And just when John thought that the girls weren't going to make it to us, they arrived.
Look at this guy. He's going to go chase the other one. You mean little jerk.
Hey, there's more of a
Oh, yep. They're on the other side of the rocks. Yeah, it's all wild kingdom down here today. There's lots of wildlife and stuff like that.
Well, when I was over at the dog, there's all kinds of birds. And they're just right there.
Oh, yeah.
They're not afraid of anything.
Nope, they don't. They'll come right up to you if you're sitting down and walk right past you to just check out, see what you're doing. Like when I'm strolling on the beach, I don't move real fast, so they don't get scared, so they just stay there.
Yeah.
But this is fun. Well, I'm glad you guys made it.
Yeah, your directions were perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
We were so tickled when we found the turn parking lot.
Now that
rock jetty way down there.
That other rock jetty to the south of it, there's a beach right across from there called Upham Beach. It's kind of behind those condos. And that's where the little, it's real hit and miss, but there's a little secret garden up there up on the end. Kind of where all that, past where all that vegetation is, down past the rock jetty. On the other side of it, there's a cute little, like, secret garden. Like, it's a, oh yeah, the current over there by that jetty is pretty insane, so, you know, because it's a pass and there's waterway behind on the other side of the peninsula, so.
Look at what I just dug up.
You got a whelk. Nice. There you go, now you have a whelk to go home with.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I found a couple of,
and here, if you want to make a heart box.
yeah, my friend was looking for one of these. He's looking for a sponge jewel box. Nice box and a couple of olives.
Right on.
A warm sandwich. I mean, it wasn't the pass-a-grille that I thought.
Well, it's very tide dependent at pass-a-grille, and at high tide it's not that good.
Super pro tip for coming to this area. Pass-a-grille and Sunset Beach are pretty close to each other. It's only 15 minutes apart getting in the car, go from one to the other. However, they're two very different locations. Sunset Beach, totally shellable at high tide. Pass-a-grille, not at all. The rocks, you need to have low tide to go over there. Pass-a-grille, when the tide is high, is awful. Everything's underwater. You can't get to it. The waves are slamming you around. It's a hard place to shell if the tide is not low. So the magical pass-a-grille that you guys see in all of my videos, that's deliberate. We go when we know it's going to be low tide and negative low tide so that we have the time to spend to find things. Pass-a-grille at high tide is just awful. You won't find anything because everything's under the water and in the rocks. So I just want to make that distinction. We are here at high tide with the tide dropping. We're not here at low tide. We're here at high tide. You can sit and pile find at Sunset Beach with those kinds of conditions, but they do not translate over at Pass-a-Grille to the rocks or to the dog beach. Just a little tip to let you know if you're coming to the area.
We're in that mid-tidey time of year where the mid-tide is earlier in the day, and then the actual low tide is going to be later this afternoon around 4 o'clock. Yep.
And you don't want to go to the dog beach. You want to go up to the jetty.
To the where the rocks are? Yeah.
The tide was already up.
Oh yeah, when it's high tide, you can't get down there.
So I decided just to drive down to the dog beach and try and come around from that way.
Yeah.
It's just too hot. Like, it's too windy.
Well, it's going to be dropping all afternoon from this point. So, well, we're going to sit here and just dig for a little while, honestly. But you're going to see a lot of this kind of stuff today. There's loads of these little itty bitty coquina pears.
Oh yeah.
There's lots of those.
I actually jar attached to my bed.
Oh, nice. I actually found a paper cockle and a lucky. I've got 3 Lucky Limpets in here.
Yeah, you sent me a limpet in my little gift set. I didn't have a limpet. You sent me a couple shells that I didn't have. I was so excited.
Oh, there's a hinged coquina there. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you need your stuff so you can sit and dig. It's a good pile paw day.
Yeah, Pass-a-Grille, the only time that's really good is at low tide.
Especially when there's a negative, yeah.
And I mean, you'll wade out in water at low tide about that deep.
Yeah.
But if you just start digging in that, there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah.
They find monster
People will go
oil.
barefoot and dig around with their toes and find, big whelks, like big whelks, big horse conchs. And
And
then
the lady there sitting in the shells. And I said, "Are you having any luck?" She said, "No, and this is unusual." She said, "This isn't the Pass-a-Grille we're known for." I said, "I know."
that's because we haven't had a big dust up in the Gulf to churn everything up. That's why.
Well,
Not that I want
we're
one.
on St. Augustine, so we're on the East Coast. We're getting beat up.
Oh my gosh,
But it's going to be great shelling.
I hope so.
But
I hope you guys get some good shells over there. We were considering maybe going across the state to like Jupiter, Juneau, but we've got trips planned with the club coming up. Like Fossil Club's going to Palm Key this coming week. We're going with the Shell Club to Calle this coming week.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there's like a bunch of different things going on, and there's, it was a hard trip for us last time. It was very physical for us, mucking and trucking through all that swampy, mucky fluff mud.
Being able to go home to your own bed every night.
Well, I had the hotel too, and hotel beds are not that comfy usually. Although the one place we stayed was cute. This little tiny travel lodge. It was really small, but it was comfortable though.
We were in a little cottage. But that was a very expensive, wasteful trip.
We came home with some real expensive shells.
Yeah.
There weren't very many of
It was
them.
interesting watching you guys.
I tell you, the best part of the whole trip is that barbecue joint we ate at.
What was the name of that place? Spanky's?
No,
Smokies? Something with an S.
Where at?
When we were in St. Augustine, Briskies, that's what it was called.
Whiskey's or whiskey.
My gosh, it was so good.
I don't recognize that name.
It was delicious.
Back up there, look it up. I can't remember the name of the road it was on, but
It was just up from our hotel. It wasn't far from that.
jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage was phenomenal.
Oh.
Their brisket was
Have
awesome.
to check that out.
I tell her when we go eat barbecue, I said, ordering pulled pork, anybody can do a pulled pork.
Right.
Okay, anybody can. If you get a brisket and it's good the first day and it's good the second day, you got a good barbecue.
Cute
right
little
there.
well.
I grew up in Texas, so it's like
Oh,
barbecue
you know
sauce.
barbecue then.
Yeah.
See, to me, I look at pulled pork like Italian bread at an Italian restaurant. If they can't get the pulled pork right, nothing else will be. When you're at a barbecue joint.
Thank you. Yeah.
Here's a little look.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys.
Uh-oh.
What you got? A drill. Cool. What'd you find, babe? Oh, there's a heartbreaker of a tulip by that rock, that's for sure. Oh, look at that. Little baby fighter conch.
Albino.
Well, he actually has a tiny little bit of color on him, but he's close. That's nice. Alright, we're finding a lot of hinged coquinas. So I'm going to play a game. I'm going to see how many hinged coquinas I can find before my camera overheats and powers off. There sure have been quite a few. I picked up a bunch of them that were by me already, so. Alright, but this was a hinged pair. These guys go together. Oh! He fell off of my leg there. Don't want to lose him, he's nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna move spots. I'm just gonna sit here and see what I spot next to me. It's hinged and it's closed, but it's empty. You can feel that there's nothing in there. See? Empty. I think I hear the Beach Boys. Get that little yellow one. Oh, John found me a yellow one too. Oh, look at this tiny jewel box. One big spike, like a unicorn.
Yep.
I'll put that one up there for Liz. Oh, another pair of yellows. Thanks, babe. Maybe I should turn around. I seem to be facing the wrong direction. There's one right there, a nice pair right there. Look at that. It's a coquina bonanza.
I'm grabbing the ones I can actually see.
There's another one.
But I don't have my big glasses.
Oh, you didn't bring them? Oh.
I wasn't planning on doing that.
Well, I mean, the van's not far. Do you want to go get them?
Nope. I'll go to the van, I'm done.
If we go to the van, we're going to get lunch after.
Yep.
Do you want to go to Katiki?
You can.
I would like their slider burgers.
Yeah, we get the special where you get the drink and I can have that too.
Are you telling me you want me to buy alcohol just so you can drink it?
Well, you're not going to drink it.
No, not if I'm driving. If I wasn't driving, it'd be a very different story. Well, this one's closed and it feels empty, but I don't know. Oh, I dropped it. And I lost it.
Oh well, there's more.
Oh well.
There's plenty.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and most of a pair. There's 10. Get them in the jar before I lose them. I love pairs of coquinas. I just love them. Super duper cute. Oh, I dropped him again. Nuts.
I wouldn't even pick them up and take them out of the field.
There's so many nice ones.
Huh?
There's just so many nice ones.
There was a pair that were hinged. Purple.
Oh.
Sorry.
They go together. That counts.
Right there.
Oh, there's another pair there. Yeah. I lost that little. I dropped that little juvie fighter you picked up, and it's right here by me, and I can't spot it. It's here someplace. I'm gonna find it. It's bothering me now.
It don't matter.
But I like them. I want them.
We don't have a bunch of them.
I know, but
Oh, it's that little bitty white one?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, you better find that one. Here's another pair.
I want to find it. It's just not jumping out at me. And it couldn't have gone far. I mean, it's literally got to be right here. It couldn't have gone anywhere else. Oh, there's another coquina pair, though. Oh. There's a yellow pair. Nice, John. I've lost count now. Hello, a slipper snail. Alright, that little tiny shell has got to be here. Oh, look, there's a purple pair. Almost like a blue. That's nice. And another one. Oh, I'm sorry I dropped that thing. I tried to get it in my container. I missed the container. And now I lost it. And it's not showing itself out here at all. What's that?
To have it.
There's another pair. And another. Oh, no, just two different coquinas. There's a pair of pale yellow. Aren't those nice?
Well, here, we'll make up for the one we lost.
Oh, did you find another one? All right. Oh, babe, that's a dove snail. That's a good find.
And how about a limpet?
Is it a limpet? Hey, good eye, babe. Another lucky limpet. Limpets always mean there's good stuff in the pile. We always have good luck when we find limpets. Kind of fun digging through all the crazy common stuff to find the good stuff. Look at the orange inside of that prickly. Wow, that's really something. Nice. You know what this means? If we don't get a big dust up during the storm season, that we're gonna get one during the winter.
Yep.
And the shelling conditions will be insane. Ooh, look at that one. Nice. Yeah. There's another coquina pair and another white Atlantic simile. Beautiful. Still hunting for the coquina challenge. Another white slipper. Oh, these guys go together. That's a pair. Definitely. Ooh, that's nice too. Gosh, they are all over the place. Oh, that one's a little broken though. Another simile. Wow. Doing really well on those today. Usually you find maybe one of these, maybe two. And I think I've picked up 4 of them already. Oh. Another pair of coquinas. Sweet. gonna have to get in the water and rinse all this shell frit off of me. Ow! Alright, let me see what's behind me over here. Ooh, there's another auger. Right on, nice dark one too. Another pair of coquinas. It's funny that those are the only ones we're finding in pairs. Oh, broken fossil whelk there. Look, there's a spiny slipper.
Oh, look at how small he was.
Oh, cute little moon. There he is. Where'd that crazy spiny jewel box with the one spike go? Another Lucky Limpet here at the rocks. Alright, so the camera overheated, so we're going to stop the count on the coquina pairs for that little challenge section. That doesn't mean I won't pick up any more. It just means we're going to stop the count. Because there's another pair right there. And look at this little drill. Little surf horn drill shell. Nice. I'm gonna get this jar filled up with just coquina pairs.
There's a lot to fill that jar.
We found a lot. It's gonna take a lot, but we're finding a lot of them. Yeah, this is nice. Getting a tan. Oh, a broken purplish simile in the orange color. What a heartbreaker that is. That was a beauty. I'm taking it. I don't care if it's broken. It's nice. Yep, Tiny Palooza's here today.
Guess what? You can ask me if I'm sure or not, but there's another limpet.
Oh, that is another limpet. Wow, babe. We found what, 3 just sitting here?
Yeah.
Ooh. These are some of the really prettiest ones I've seen yet. Look at that orangey pink. Wow. That is just lovely. So, a more relaxing style of showing today. Not looking to move around. We're just looking through to see what's in this pile. Finding loads of coquinas. Found some limpets. Some buttons, other assorted little fun small things. Sometimes it's just nice to sit and paw the pile. And for tiny hunting, I mean, there's loads of stuff to look at. It's crazy. Stuff's starting to push up at the edge, babe. Well, maybe we'll go in the water a little bit too to cool off after this. And then we're gonna go get lunch at Katiki. Sliders and fries. Wow, it's a piece of pig bone. The fishermen use it in the pig knuckles as bait. That's what that's from. Yeah. Jingle. 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 Yep, this is funny. What do we got here? Oh. Oh, cancel it simile, I think. That's nice. Let's get it wet. Because everything up here is kind of dry. Doesn't show the colors very well. There we go. Yeah. That's a nice little shell. Oh, cancel it simile. Cool.
The cancelet semele is one of those shells that has two names. It's also known as the beautiful semele. It's similar to the purplish, except that it has these radial bands coming out from the hinge area and is usually in tans, creams, browns, and grays rather than the orange and the purple that we see in the other type of semele. Really pretty shell and can be found readily all along the Gulf Coast from the Panhandle down to the Keys and a little bit in southeastern Florida around Miami, West Palm Beach. Ooh, there's more purple. Oh, too bad the other one's broken. Because that one's lovely. Pink and purple. You got a tiny turkey? Oh my gosh, that's micro. I love them when they're small. They're just so cute. I can't help myself. All right, what did I do with unicorn? I found unicorn after I had lost him. I'm calling this spiny jewel box unicorn because he's got this one long spike. Nice moon. Is it a Paul Newman?
Oh God, yes.
Let's see him. Oh. Oh, wow. That's nice,
I've never
babe.
seen an eye that blue.
That's pretty. That's a good one. Fabulous. Good work, John. All right, so I just dumped out all my little coquinas and my semeles and all my other limpets, and my little tiny jar is starting to fill up. Big time. When the tiny jars are filled, I guess we're officially done picking littles up. Because they'll break in my pocket. All right, do you want me to put it in my bag or do you want it back for your bag? Huh?
Go ahead, I got credit for it.
You got credit for it. Yes, you do get credit for it. That was a great find, babe.
That's one of the nicest ones I've found.
That's your shell of the day today.
Yep.
And the bigger stuff seems to be back where you are at the back of the rack line, too. Oh, my butt is so numb and my leg is so numb.
I think I got a pair in here.
Another pair. Very cool.
I'm putting it in the tiny straw.
Okay.
Hey, I got the other half to your spiky unicorn.
Did you find unicorns, brother?
Yep.
Nice. Wow, that's a really big drill hole for a coquina. Holy smokes. And it's beveled. A moon snail must have dug this one. Ah, that's different. Very interesting. I have not seen that before. Usually if they have drill holes in them, they're little teeny tiny ones, not big ones like that. Man, these coquinas are just killing me today. There's so many nice ones. All right, honey, I'm gonna scooch back your direction after I pick up this seraph over here. Nice dark seraph. Oh.
We can say if you want to wrap it up and go eat, we can.
Are you getting hungry, babe? Because I kind of am a little bit.
I'm always hungry.
I know. You're skinny as a rail. No matter how much we feed you, I can't put any weight on you. Jack Sprat could eat no fat and his wife could eat no lean. It's time for you to shave again too, honey. You're getting fuzzy. I need my Sean Connery lookalike back. Hey, we're still on the same pile. All we've done is scooch ourselves a little over. Still finding coquinas. Got some cool augers. Another white Atlantic semele. John has gotten a couple more Lucky Limpets. I found one a little earlier too when the camera was off. So we're enjoying ourselves on this pile immensely. And I just can't stop with these little baby coquina pairs. They're the cutest thing ever. And they're so pretty. So we've had an awesome time here. Been here for a couple hours. We're gonna sit on this pile, pick up some more of these tinies, and then go have ourselves some lunch. But we'll give you one last look at Sunset Beach before we do that.
And there's the first one of these I found today, a striate bubble.
Cool.
Nice little bubble shell there. Cool. And are you kidding me? Another white semele? Another white Atlantic semele. Oh my gosh. I think I've got like 5 or 6 of these today. I've never found this many in one day. Like ever. That's amazing. Awesome. What'd you find for your last shell of the day?
What do you think I found?
Another lucky limpet. Man, we've done well on limpets today too, and coquinas. So much fun here at Sunset Beach. We're shelling our way off the beach. We're headed for the van. Now we're gonna go get some lunch. Sunset Beach, thank you so much. It's such a beautiful, calm day out here. Lots of fun littles. Really enjoyable.
Oh, what a fabulous time we had out there. It was a beautiful day. It was kind of hot, actually. Water was refreshing. Even though the tide was high, we found all kinds of cool stuff there, especially once we sat down in the pile, started picking up the coquinas, that awesome cancelet semele, and that false coquina. How cool is that? That was a first for me to actually pick one of those up and see it when it was small. As it grows bigger, it gets a little more white, but those first early parts there up by the hinge are nice and purple. What a cool shell. What an awesome find. We were so glad that Liz was able to join us, and we got to say hi to her and her wife and have a good time out there. We didn't spend a ton of time shelling next to each other per se, but we did spend a good amount of time chatting, and we gave those guys some shells, and they would go off and explore and kind of got back together with us a little bit after. So it was a really cool time, and we were very glad to meet with you guys and have you join us out there at Sunset Beach. Mwah. Tons of fun. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this Shelling with Buddies adventure. We're gonna have some more Shelling with Buddies coming up very soon, so stay tuned to the channel here at Eshway Bijou and watch for some more. And if you want to have adventures like these, then you know what you need to do. Get out there and go shelling. Now watch at the end of the video. There's going to be some links up here. One of them will be to the renourishment for the Sunset Beach area. The other one will be for the pen shell heart box project. So you can take your very own hinge pen shell and make yourself a cool shadow box to put in your own living room too. Thanks so much for joining this week, and we'll see you back here again next week, right here from the beach with some more Shelling with Buddies.